Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Hall County Sports TV. I'm your host, Gary Glenn. A couple of milestones this past Friday night as we turn our attention first to football. Some rookie head coaches got their first wins as head men. Our feature game saw Tony Lottie and the West Hall Spartans put it together at halftime and come from behind to take a 27-11 win over visiting Lumpkin County. After kind of a rocky start, quarterback Zach English settled down to finish 7 for 15 for 159 yards with 1 interception but 3 touchdown passes to Quan Williams, Keith McCrone, and Hunter Atkinson. Williams led the receivers with 67 yards on 2 catches. Isaiah Rowe led the Spartan runners with 104 yards rushing. The Spartan defense also played well, pitching a shutout in the second half. Afterwards, a relieved Tony Lottie got a Gatorade bath and talked with me about what turned it around.
Tony, first win of the Tony Lottie era, and you look a little damp, Coach.
Yeah, yes I am, I tell you. Just glad to get that first one out of the way. We still got a long ways to go. We got a lot to do, but we're going to enjoy this one. This is good for our community, my kids, faculty, the student body's been awesome. So it's just big for us. We got a long ways to go. We got a lot of work to do before we go to Banks County next week. But I'm going to enjoy this one tonight.
I thought you made some good adjustments at halftime. Came out and played much better in the second half.
I felt so too. You know, the kids finally kind of put some things together. We got some plays when we needed plays, and you know, I tell you, it's just nice to be on this side of it.
What was the key in the second half to turning it around?
Well, I think it was kind of focusing on what we do, you know, protecting the football and executing the plays that we call. Sometimes we weren't doing that, and it got us in trouble. So, you know, kids, I'm really proud of my kids. I'm thrilled to death for them. We still have lofty goals, and we got a long way to go to get there. But I tell you, like I said, it's good to get the first one out of the way finally.
All right, Coach, go enjoy this win.
I got to say hey to my mom now.
Okay, say hey to your mom.
My mom's listening back home in Hampton. I love you, Mom. Wish you were here.
As for English, the quarterback, he gave credit to his team, his coach, and a higher power as well.
Touchdown-wise it was, but first half we came out a little slow, but I mean, you always got to give God the glory for it all. So, and then line did great, so I mean, and what the line does is really reflects on what the quarterback, especially in the run backs, everybody else is going to do. So just give God the glory and the linemen. So.
What did you do in the second half to improve your passing?
I relaxed more actually. I just took a deep breath, got focused on myself, and I just played for God. So.
It was pretty ragged in the first half. Calmed yourself down, and you played much better. Not only you, but the whole team played better in the second half. What happened at halftime?
I don't know why, but we always have a great second half. It's just one of those things, you know. You just get so pumped up about it. You're just ready to play. So.
What does this do for the confidence of the team, Zach?
I think we're gonna do great next week. I'm not sure how Banks is. We're gonna look at film this weekend on this game, and we're gonna look forward to the next game on Banks and be prepared to win. So.
Got to feel good to get that first W under your belt, though, huh?
Yes, sir. It does. Very great, especially for Coach Lottie too.
I saw you gave him a Gatorade bath. That's kind of traditional, huh?
It is. It is. It's I've always loved the coach getting a Gatorade bath. It's just one of those times I love, you know.
What's Lottie meant to this team? What has he brought?
He's brought so much of a boost to us that, I mean, it's something that our past we haven't really had, but now that we have it, we're just so focused, and we have a thing, Spartan 48, and you're playing Spartans for 48 minutes full game. So.
Now, Big McCrone played well on both sides of the line, offense and defense.
We're winning the halftime, and the game was real close. We just decided we were going to give it our all. And the motto this year has been Spartan 48 because we're going to play for 48 minutes, hard as we can, until the end of the game.
Feels pretty good to get that first W, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It feels great, and I'm just ready for next week.
Catching that touchdown pass. Tell me about that.
I ran a seam route and the safety bit, and then I just caught it over him and scored a touchdown. It was my first career touchdown. It felt great.
All right, and the defense, hey, stepped it up in the second half particularly, didn't they?
Yes, they did, and that's what we're going to be doing all year. We're playing hard-nosed football.
West Hall will play at Banks after the Leopards were doubled up by Commerce 28-14. Now over in Athens, Flowery Branch coach Chris Griffin got his first win as the boss when the Falcons caught fire to beat Cedar Shoals 45-27 in the Jungle, a region win and a tough place to play. Justin Curry had 185 yards rushing and a touchdown. Quarterback Jackson McDonald ran for 142 yards and 3 scores while passing for 208 yards and 2 more. Quinshad Jenkins had a 30-yard pick for the Falcon defense. Next up, a home date for the Branch with Loganville. The Red Devils fell 40-6 to Clark Central. Penalties and turnovers were keys for North Hall as they lost to the visiting Jefferson Dragons 27-21 at the Brickyard. A valiant effort at the end saw the Trojans make it to around the Jefferson 2 as time ran out. Kevin Christmas had 180 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Trojan quarterback Brad Brown had 107 yards running and passing and a short rushing touchdown. The Trojans will next travel to Dawson County, who won a 48-29 shootout over Forsyth Central. Johnson and North Murray were tied at 13-13 at one point in the game, but Murray pulled away for a 27-13 win. Luis Hernandez scored on 2 73-yard touchdown runs for the Knights, and Cedric Harris finished with 91 yards for Johnson, which goes to East Hall next week. As for the Vikings, well, they walloped East Jackson 50-20. Austin Mahaffey had a couple of touchdowns and 118 yards for the Vikes, who posted 21 more first downs and 303 more yards of offense than the Eagles. Quay Geralds had 96 yards on the ground. Edward Vergara added 69 yards more and a touchdown. Quarterback Devin Watson threw to Milton Welchel for 35 yards and 6 points and ran it in from 9 yards out for 6 more points. Dre Bronner scored from the 15, and Corey Reese had touchdown runs of 1 and 27 yards for the Vikings. Deshaun Watson scored early and often as Gainesville thumped Winder-Barrow 69-0. The junior quarterback had a part of 8 touchdowns, 7 through the air and another one on the ground, 331 yards passing and another 41 rushing. Appalachia comes into City Park Friday night. The Wildcats come in at 1-1. They were off last Friday. Riverside took a long bus trip to Milledgeville to play Georgia Military in the Military Bowl, and the Eagles came home with a loss as GMC won it 24-0. Next up, another tough foe as Riverside travels to Washington Wilkes. The Tigers thrashed Warren County 46-0. Back with more after these timeouts.
There are moments in life that you wish would last forever. Dreams that really do come true. Treasures worth protecting, and a future to prepare for. Turner Wood & Smith is with you every step of the way. Established in the Gainesville area in 1905. Turner Wood & Smith has become Northeast Georgia's largest independent insurance agency by offering professional service at competitive prices. Turner Wood & Smith, ensuring your future since 1905.
Your one-stop spot for complete auto repair is the Auto Works shop on Sprout Springs Road. On everything from oil changes to brakes, new and used tires and tune-ups, even the big jobs like transmissions. The specialists at the Auto Works can have you up and running just like that. You talk about value. The Auto Works will not be undersold on used tires or any locally priced repair job. Ask about special discounts for students and teachers with your ID. That's the Auto Works at 6671 Spout Springs Road, just past Flowery Branch High and Spout Springs Elementary Schools. Phone 770-967-1732. Hi again, everybody. Gary Glenn back on the set of Hall County Sports TV at our studios at McEver Road United Methodist Church. Joining us once again on the set, the pastor at McEver Road UMC, Rob Bruce. And Rob, got a new series coming up.
That's right, Gary. We're going to start a new series about work. You know, a lot of people think work is a curse, but, well, I don't want to go that far into it. But the name of the series is Johnny Paycheck, and our first sermon in the series is going to be Take This Job and...
well, we don't want to get too far into that right now. So if you want to see what Rob's got to say about work, join us here at McEver Road United Methodist Church, 3606 McEver Road in Oakwood. Rob, we'll see you in church on Sunday.
See you Sunday.
This program is also brought to you by Longstreet Cafe, now with 2 locations in Gainesville, 1043 Riverside Terrace and 405 Pearl Nicks Parkway. Open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, Monday through Saturday. Longstreet's got the reputation for Gainesville's fastest drive-thru and the best fried chicken you'll ever sink your teeth into, plus veggies, a full salad bar, and great desserts. Check today's menu at www.longstreetcafe.com. Call a friend and meet them for a hearty meal at Longstreet Cafe, where they put the home in the cooking.
We are back. I'm Gary Glenn. This is Hall County Sports. Well, it's cooler and drier than it has been in recent times, and the times at the West Hall Cross Country Invitational reflected that last week. White County's outstanding freshman Jenna Gearing finished in first place and set a personal record for the 5K and new girls race record with a time of 19 minutes 7.5 seconds. Whit Nix of North Hall led a charge of Trojans and won the boys race in 16:20.3. The North Hall boys won the overall team event. They were led by Nix, Bryce Schubert in second in 16:28.8, Tucker LaCicero third at 16:33.3, Zach Hill fourth at 16:34.9, Quentin Miles in 10th at 17:20.9, and Seth Chapman right behind him in 11th in 17:21.2. That's right, they swept the top 4 places. North Hall's girls also took home the first-place team trophy as Victoria Rogers finished in third place overall with a time of 19:48, and Michaela Ellis took 10th in 20:58. The Trojan JV boys finished first in that division with the JV girls, and North Hall second behind North Forsyth, so it's quite a day to be a Trojan. After the races, I had a chance to chat with Victoria Rogers and Whit Nix as the Trojan boys remained undefeated on the year.
Tell me a little bit about the girls' team this year. You seem to be slowly coming on. I mean, you're getting a little bit better and a little bit better and grouping the people together. What was it like for you out there today?
I felt a lot better than I had the last two races because I ran two not-so-good races, but I feel like I'm getting back into it, and the girls are looking good, and we're getting stronger every race, so that's what we need to be.
Goals for the girls' team this year?
We want to be on the podium at state, so top 4 at least. Hopefully we can do that.
Got some pretty challenging races coming up?
Yes, we have. We're Path this weekend, and I don't know what's after that, but
well, that's right. Tell me a little bit about the attitude of the girls' team this year as you slowly work yourself into things.
We try to keep it positive, even when we run that. We try to look on to the next race, and we train hard and just try to keep up the good work every day.
What about personal goals for you?
I want to place at state and keep getting faster times and beat my PRs and just get faster, I guess.
All right, thanks. Whit tied your PR today. Now I look up there and I coming down that front straightaway down there after the first loop, I see 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Right.
Man, that's got to feel pretty good for you guys.
Yeah, it's cool because like one of the keys to like winning races is to have a small split between your 1 and your 5, and we're trying to close that gap a little bit and doing a good job at it so far.
Well, you swept the top 4 places today.
Yeah, it's cool. It's tough to beat that when you're at the big races if we're all together like that.
You're undefeated on the year.
Yes, we've won 4 in a row.
Well, does that put a little pressure on you? Do you like that kind of stuff?
I mean,
it's good to be undefeated, obviously.
It's cool, but we haven't done any I guess Barry was a big race, but most of these like county races, it's mostly just we're just trying to beat each other. That's the goal so far. Like if we the number 1 out of our four runners, it's an accomplishment just to be that.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Do you find out that you wind up competing with one another in these races all the time?
Every time. It's tough because everybody wants to win it.
Yeah, that's got to be both good and bad. I mean, it's good that you're all grouped together like that, but now you're trying to beat your teammates all the time.
I know, but it helps your times improve and make sure that you can't take it easy ever because nobody wants to lose to their teammates.
Well, Victoria mentioned being on the podium at state. You guys got a little bit higher aspirations than that after losing by 1 point last year.
Yeah, it hurt to lose by 1 point, but we're about where we expect to be right now. We just got to get our number 5 a little bit closer to us, but he's improving like he should.
And you'll be there.
Hopefully, we'll see.
Dustin Snyder of Lakeview came in 5th in the race with a time of 17:15.4, and teammate Lewis Brooks ran 9th with a 17:20.4. West Hall's Ricardo Castrita took 6th in 17:18.8. West Hall and Gainesville tied for 2nd place as teams, and the Red Elephants were awarded 2nd on a tiebreaker. Lakeview finished 4th, and Chesterton was 5th. Now, Chesterton's Tori Mullinax took home 2nd place individually in the girls' race with a time of 19:44.6. Reportedly a 45-second improvement in her best time ever. War Eagle teammate Sarah Beth English took 5th in 20:13.3. Taylor Long of West Hall finished in 6th place with a time of 20:31.3. Chesterton's girls took 2nd place overall as a team, while West Hall was 5th. Now, with their times at the meet, Gearing, Mullinax, Nix, and Schubert all met the mile split National Silver Standard, which is a ranking recognizing runners that are performing in the top elite nationally. Now, this past weekend, the North Hall guys think they won another title. Now, here's what Coach Drew Rogers told me in an email. We went to Canton and ran against a lot of 6A and 5A schools, and this is quoting him here. Our girls came in 10th, our boys came in 1st, we think. We were announced as 1st and got the trophy, but there were issues with the computer chip timing system. There is some doubt if we really came in 1st or not. Well, either way, we were very close to or just barely beat Milton, who is the 4th-ranked team in state all classes. Wow. Great year for the Trojan boys continues. In other running news, North Georgia Christian's David Tomey ran 9th and Tristan Diepenbrock 10th in the first round of the ACCE cross-country meet in Villa Rica. Nicole Ball of the Lady Chargers ran 14th for the varsity girls. Correction on the time last week. University of Georgia senior Morgan Van Gorder, who is a North Hall alumnus, won her race in the Georgia Invitational in 17:02. She's quite a runner as well. Now, you recreational runners, a charity 5K event is coming up at Lake Lanier Islands at 5:45 in the evening on November the 11th. The info for that can be found at www.lanierunderthelights5k.com. www.lanierunderthelights5k.com. Again, www.lanierunderthelights5k.com. Our athletes of the week and more when we wrap it up after the break. You're watching Hall County Sports.
If you've suffered storm damage or just want to upgrade your home, then turn to Rock Solid Construction. Rock Solid specializes in new roofs, room additions, porches, decks, custom interior trim, and even finished basements. Let the experts at Rock Solid Construction improve your home with new trim, new posts for the porch, or maybe even upgrade your deck with synthetic boards. No more rotting or warping. Call 678-300-0702 for your free estimate. That's 678-300-0702. Rock Solid, done right the first time. Hall County Sports is brought to you in part by Green Ford on Browns Bridge Road in Gainesville. Check out the latest deals. And remember, when you go Green Ford. By Mountain View Auto Repair, a full-service shop for all of your automotive needs. Call Danny at Mountain View Auto Repair at 770-535-7278. And by McKelvey Road United Methodist Church. Visit us on McKelvey Road in Oakwood with 3 worship services every Sunday morning, Kids Town and adult small groups. McKelvey Road United Methodist Church is dedicated to transforming the world through the good news of Jesus Christ.
We're back. I'm Gary Glenn, and this is Hall County Sports. We start this particular segment with volleyball. East Hall's Brittany Campbell had 31 assists and 11 digs for the Lady Vikings in losses to Beaufort and St. Pius. Taryn Long recorded 18 kills and 14 digs for the Lady Vikes, and Kara Hicks added 36 digs. East Hall then won 2 out of 4 at the Darlington Invitational. They beat Lakeview Fort Oglethorpe, lost to Harris County, and split with Dalton. On the evening, Campbell had 67 assists, 17 points on serve, 7 aces, 15 digs, and 6 kills for the Lady Vikings. Also for East Hall, Long had 12 aces, 38 kills, and 33 digs. Hicks recorded 75 digs, and Emily Hoggart had 15 kills and 27 digs. T.T. Shelton recorded 23 points on serve with 17 digs. And we bring to the show right now Coach Ted Deppie of the Lady Vikings. And Ted, first of all, congratulations on a great start. Began this week at 18-9 overall, and this is success that you've been building for a while, I assume.
Yes, we have worked for this for 6 years. This is my 6th season there, and had our first 20-win season last year, and hope to have our first winning season this season.
What do you think has done it for you overall?
I think just the girls buying into the program, buying into the fact that they can win. When I got there 6 years ago, just getting the girls to believe that they could win was hard to do because, the 4 years prior to me getting there, they never won. They won 1 match in 4 years, and just them having the mentality and believing that they could win has been the main key.
Tell me a little bit about your background. Where are you coming from?
Started coaching at Troop High School in LaGrange in 2001. Coached at Harris County for 2 years in 2004 and 5, and I actually got into coaching, was asked to be an assistant coach just by one of my friends, and fell in love with the game, and I'm learning something new every year, and I love the sport and love the girls that I coach.
So you didn't have a volleyball background as an athlete. What did you do?
In high school, I did play your baseball, football. I worked for my dad, got out of high school, graduated. I actually waited 6 years before I went to college, worked for my dad in the printing industry, and that's what I do at East Hall. I teach graphic communications. And so I never did volleyball, didn't know anything about it really when I got into it, but have learned over the years the game, and am a student of the game, learning something new hopefully all the time.
Now, I've asked some of the other coaches and athletes around the area, how much of a boost did you get from the Olympics when they saw that volleyball, particularly women's volleyball, and on the beach, of course, they had great success, and in the gym they had great success. Yep. How much of a boost did your sport get? Have you got people coming out saying, "Man, we saw this on TV, and we want to take a look at what you guys are doing"?
Yeah, I mean, we were, of course, practicing during the summer at that time, so the girls were really excited. They would come in every day talking about, the games, and our JV program, actually our JV team, we have 14 girls on our team this year in JV, and that's the most that we've ever had on a JV team. And we hear them now. You know, they're of course talking about, I want to play in the Olympics one day, and so you know the kids, the numbers have really grown, and we actually had 2 or 3, 4 more come out this year because of the Olympics, and they just get excited about it, which is really good.
Ted, tell me some goals you got for the. Obviously, is to make the postseason and maybe make a pretty deep run.
Yes, you know, our first goal is to, of course, have a winning season. We are in the toughest region in 3A for sure. I think we're in one of the toughest regions in the state with Blessed Trinity, St. Pius, Buford, West Hall. North Hall is real strong also. But I've told the girls all along, if we can come out and just get out of region and the number 3, number 4 seed, you know, going and playing a number 2 or a number 1 in another region, because of our region being so tough, we have a pretty good chance to go deep to make it to the Sweet 16, Elite 8 before we would actually have to play one of our top teams from our area. So, you know, our goal is to make it out. It's going to be something that's going to be tough to do because we do have, you know, right now 5 of the top 10 teams in Area 3 are from our area, you know, ranked in state. So,
you know, I rattle off a lot of statistics here. You obviously, and I see from the polls and so forth, you spent most of this season ranked in the top 10 somewhere. Yes. And you've got a lot of girls that are ranked in the top in the state in particular statistics. You want to brag on some of your kids?
Well, you know, this is our first season being ranked in state, and again, it's been a long time coming. We've worked real hard, but also our girls, Kara Hicks, who is my libero, she's averaging 7.3 digs per game, which leads to the state. She has right at 500 digs on the season, which is number 1 in the state right now. Taryn Long is ranked 11th in the state in kills, total kills for the season. Brittany Campbell is number 4 in the state in assists, and Emily Hoggard is also in the top 15 in the state in total kills for the season. So we put up some good stats, and I'm proud of the girls and the way they performed.
Cliche question, Coach, but it's always a good one. What's going to be the key for East Hall to make a strong run?
We just have to show up prepared to practice hard every day. We have to, you know, again, they have to buy into that. They have to believe in themselves on the court. If we play our game, a strong defensive game, and run our offense the way that we know we can do, that I've seen them do, then we have a good shot. But again, we have some tough teams that we have to beat to get there.
All right, Coach Ted Deppie, the East Hall Lady Vikings. Good luck to you, Ted, and to the Lady Vikings the rest of the way.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
In other volleyball, Lanisha Kurse led West Hall with 26 digs, 13 kills, and 12 blocks as the Lady Spartans split, taking a win over North Hall and losing to Blessed Trinity. Kelsey Jones had 20 kills and 6 blocks for West Hall. Lake and Hereford racked up 39 assists. Carrie Ruiz added 15 digs on the night. Jones had 16 kills, 7 digs, and 6 aces for West Hall in a win over Gilmer and a loss to Havisham Central. Hereford recorded 31 assists for the Lady Spartans, and Kurse added 14 kills and 8 blocks. Johnson swept Lumpkin County and Lanier as Kelly Chance had 22 assists and 13 aces. LaJavian Ratliff recorded 11 kills and 7 digs for the Lady Knights, and Savannah Turk had 13 kills. Chance had 11 assists and 7 aces for Johnson in a win over Monroe area and a loss to Jefferson. Flowery Branch's Autumn Lucan had 15 kills on the night for the Lady Falcons in a region win over Heritage and a loss to Oconee County. Gabrielle Burke had 10 assists. Jesse Justice added 5 digs for Flowery Branch, and Colleen Grider had 6 aces and 3 kills. Gainesville's Anna Walker smacked 28 kills and 5 aces for Gainesville in a win over Lakeview and a loss to Appalachia. Caitlin Walden chipped in 55 assists for the Lady Red Elephants, and Stacia Hopkins added 22 kills. Lauren Carter had 10 digs. Bailey Tolles recorded 19 digs, 10 assists, and 7 aces for Lakeview Academy in those losses to Gainesville and Appalachia. Katie White added 18 digs, 11 kills, and a pair of aces for the Lady Lions. Gainesville then took 2 more wins as they swept Chesterton Clark Central. Walker had 20 service points to go along with 13 kills, 4 aces, and 4 blocks. Grace Miller recorded 30 service points, while Kaylin Walden had 27 assists, and Lauren Carter had double-digit digs with 10. North Hall's Mackenzie Bryant tallied 12 digs and a pair of aces for the Lady Trojans as they beat Tucker and lost to Greater Atlanta Christian at the Collins Hill Classic in Suwanee. Sydney Cleveland racked up 11 kills, 4 blocks, 8 digs, and a pair of aces for North Hall, and Christina Gregory added 16 assists, 3 aces, and 2 kills. Turning to softball, Gainesville fell to Flowery Branch 11-1 as Jessica Gunner pitched a no-hitter and struck out 8 for the Branch. The Lady Falcons broke it open in the 5th with 4 runs on a 2-run single by Kelly Callert and an RBI single by Bailey Sims, who had 3 hits and 3 RBI for the game. Now the Branch kept it rolling at 9-1 over Salem. Madison Whitmire led the Lady Falcons with a couple of singles, a double and 4 RBI. Callert was 3 for 3 with a triple and a pair of singles, a stolen base and 3 runs scored for the Branch, while Casey Zoller was 1 for 1 with an RBI and 2 runs scored, and Hope Stockel was 1 for 3 with an RBI. After a narrow 2-1 loss to Commerce in the championship game of the North Fall Classic this past Saturday, the Lady Falcons entered the week 15-11 overall, 5-2 in the region.
A great day for the Lady Falcons. Had to play a little bit between the raindrops and played a 6A school, and they're pretty good.
Right. Well, and we came out here hoping for some good competition, and that's what we got. We know that we've got some stuff we've got to work on, and we've got tomorrow Clark Central finishing our region, and we've got a week before our region playoffs start, and we hope that we can work that out so we can continue our run for the state playoffs.
Well, in playing a team like this, as good as they are in a higher classification, you kind of see some spots where you need to tighten things up heading into the playoffs, don't you?
Absolutely, and I think that we see some bright spots. We pitched pretty well. We got runners on base when we needed to. We also see where we've got to work on, getting the little things done.
One bad inning can really make a difference in the game, can't it?
Yes, it can.
Yeah, and then it's hard to put the wheels back on.
Yeah, but the good thing about this team is they don't give up. They play from the very first inning to the very last inning, and they work hard, and that's all that we can ask of them.
And a pretty good year for you, hasn't it?
Yep, so far. We hope it lasts a couple more weeks and we can make it into the state playoffs and continue what we started.
Going to host a playoff game, I understand.
Yes, sir. The 27th of September, we're going to host the 6th ranked team in our region in the state playoffs. We'll hopefully get 3rd by winning tomorrow against Clark Central, and then we'll host our region playoffs. This is the first region playoffs that we've held at the high school so far.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something to be proud of. So, as you said, some pretty bright spots. What's done it for you this year?
Our underclassmen and Jessica Thomas pitching. We've got a great group of underclassmen. We've got a great catcher in Madison Whitmire Sr., and Jessica Thomas has really done it for us on the mound. She comes out there consistently day after day and really handles herself out there pretty well.
You keep reading Callert's name too, huh?
Yes, Kelly Callert, absolutely. She's an underclassman. Her and Bailey Sims. Kelly Callert's a sophomore and Bailey Sims is a freshman, and they really know how to get it done out there. And I've also got a couple juniors, Megan Pritchard and Casey Zeller, do a great job, and we've got some senior outfielders that consistently are out there making good plays.
We'll just kind of tighten it up a little bit now.
Yep.
All right.
That's what practice is for.
Good luck for you.
Thanks so much.
Sticking with softball, Gainesville bounced back and took it to Central Gwinnett 13-8 as Kayla Street had 7 strikeouts from the pitching circle and helped herself out by going 1 for 4 at the plate with 3 RBI for the Lady Elephants. Abby Smallwood was 3 for 4 with a couple of RBI and 3 runs scored for Gainesville. Well, Rachel Funk was 2 for 4 with 3 RBI and 2 runs scored. Gainesville then beat Cedar Shoals 15-2. Street led the Lady Red Elephants to a win with 3 strikeouts from the circle and went 3 for 4 at the plate with 4 RBI and 2 runs scored. Funk was 2 for 4 with 2 RBI and a run scored for Gainesville. Smallwood was 1 for 3 with a pair of RBI and a couple of runs scored. Tanisha Maddox went 2 for 3 with a pair of runs scored. North Hall held off East Hall 6-5 in 9 innings. Caitlin Edwards pitched the first 6 innings, and Hannah Mealer the final 3 to lead the Lady Trojans to the win. Michaela Young had 3 hits and an RBI, while Alex Kennedy had 2 hits and 1 RBI for the Lady Trojans, and Brandy Morris had a double and a couple of RBI for North Hall. All right, time now to name our athletes of the week. For the boys, a tie again. Flower Branch quarterback Jackson McDonald for his outstanding role in leading the Branch to their first win, and Whit Nix of North Hall Cross Country. More wins for Nix and the Trojans. For the girls, another tie. Brittany Campbell of East Hall Volleyball, who had a great week, and Jessica Gunner, Flower Branch Softball, a no-hitter. Just about any time you pitch a no-no, that's news. Some other sporting news for you. The Fall Classic Tennis Tournament is coming up October 9th through the 14th at Gainesville's Longwood Park. The deadline to enter is October the 5th, and Gary Sherby is the tournament director, and contact at 678-410-1608. That's our show for this week. I'm Gary Glenn. Join us next week right here for more Hall County Sports.